the hottest topic, and it has been talked about since the NFL draft, with the drop that was heard around the world when he dropped from a potential first-round pick to the fifth-round pick, and whether it went into training camp. Why is he fourth string? We've talked a lot about it. Well, his opportunity finally came, and Shedeur Sanders gets a dub on the road against the Raiders. And my goodness, my prediction before that game was the internet may break. I think there was a possibility that might have happened, although the Raiders' offensive line definitely broke too, with Geno Smith getting sacked 10 times. But the reactions to Shedeur were the most predictable thing I think I've ever seen. We've compared it to Tim Tebow. There's that Tim Tebow-like hysteria around everything that Shedeur does. There has to be a take of he's either proven everybody wrong, he should have been the first overall pick, or he's going to be a bust. And you knew those people that like Shedeur were not happy because he came in off the bench. It wasn't great. Everybody was dunking on him. That the moment they could get a chance to dunk right back on everybody else, they were going to do it. So the most ardent Shedeur Sanders backers were out there letting it be known that this was what they were going to get, and this is what you're going to see the rest of Shedeur's career. He's a Hall of Famer. He's the most impactful rookie we've ever seen.
Did you hear Kendrick Perkins?
Oh, my goodness. Did I hear Kendrick Perkins? I want to save that just for a minute because I want to get your take on Shedeur before I get to that lunacy that's out there. But overall, what did you think of Shedeur?
I think Shedeur gave me exactly what I think I expected Shedeur to give me, right? Because Shedeur went as a fifth-round pick. I don't think he was fifth-round pick talent. I don't think he was top 5 overall talent. But look, let's give him, first of all, love where he deserves love. First Browns quarterback to win their first start in the last 18, right? First guy to do it in 25 years. Wasn't a beautiful win, but it was a win, right? In the Browns world, a win is a win, right? I'd probably pump the brakes a little bit on him being like a future Hall of Famer. If you actually break down what he did, threw for a touchdown, threw for a pick, and his touchdown was like a 66-yard screen scamper. So, that was like the bulk of his offense. He did make one great throw deep, so I'll give him some love there. But like he did good, he did bad. It's like politics, man. He's like a super hot button topic. You knew exactly who was going to say this was the best start they ever seen, and you knew exactly who was going to say, I mean, there's guys saying he was selfish and abrasive in his post game. They're cutting out parts of his post game.
Right.
That kind of frustrated me.
Yep.
It's like, guys, give the kid a fair shake. You know what I mean? He didn't pick where he came from. Like, I think the drill. A lot of it is because his pop is Dion. You know the deal.
I thought his first NFL start would go exactly the way it did.
Exactly.
He had a couple highlight throws, which were awesome. The throw he made rolling out of the pocket was incredible.
It was.
The interception he threw was bad. It was a bad read.
Yeah. Forced
the throw. It was underneath. I thought there were some moments there. I mean, the screen pass that everybody was kind of mimicking, saying, oh, what an unbelievable throw this is. I mean,
unbelievable. Yes.
My 13-year-old daughter could make that throw. That was just a swing pass and a screen, and that did all the work right there.
Yeah.
Dylan Sampson.
And look, let's not pretend he wasn't playing the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders they were brutal.
But that's why I thought that was a great opportunity for him. And I'll stand by this. As much as people hated where he dropped to, I thought the Cleveland Browns were the perfect spot for him because of the quarterback room was one of the worst in the NFL. So there's an opportunity to play. And he's gotten that opportunity, which I think was perfect for him. Now, did it roll out perfectly? Did he win the job in training camp? No. But he finally got his opportunity, and now he's made the most of it. Now he gets an extended look because he earned the start, which I think is totally a no-brainer decision from Kevin Stefanski. Like, of course he's going to start. He won the game. The thing that really concerns me is just where we are as a society, where it's been racialized now and where people have put their stake in the ground, and it's either Shedeur is awful for football and he's cocky and he's arrogant and he's got to fail, or he's Martin Luther King. And he's gonna be a Hall of Famer and he's gonna prove everybody wrong. Or, in Kendrick Perkins' words, let's play him now because I'm curious. Kendrick Perkins had an interesting take.
Hot take king of the world, Kendrick Perkins.
Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009. You know what happened in 2009?
Right.
That's when President Obama got elected in office. He's the most powerful black man since 2009. You said you were sitting there watching the game in your house, and what you did? You ran with the TV.
Goddamn right,
right?
I did.
What was you doing, DB?
I was cheering. I was happy.
You was cheering like a motherfucker. when Shedeur Sanders is on the field, and when I say powerful because there's two sides of it, right? Think about it. Okay, you got the black community. He bringing the whole black community together. I ain't ran across one black person that done said one bad thing about Shedeur.
We want him.
And guess what? Not one, because he has the balance. He has the balance of that. I'm arrogant, but I'm humble too.
Yeah.
Right?
He got fun with this shit.
And he having fun with the shit. And on top of that, y'all want me to say it ain't. Y'all want me to feel it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, he talking shit.
He's
I love
the
that shit, bro.
He's the most powerful black man in sports. No other. Matter of fact, fuck black man. He's the most powerful player in sports.
Oh, come on.
I mean, what are we doing here? And when he said 2009, I thought, like, why did he pick that year? And he said President Obama.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about LeBron James. I was thinking about Tiger Woods. I was thinking about other just sports influential figures who have meant way more and have had way more power and worldwide brand appeal than Shedeur has. That's just maybe the most over-the-top, ridiculous take I've ever heard. But there is some truth in it. And I do think the black community wants Shedeur Sanders to win. And I do think they have come together in their support of Shedeur. And I think that's a great thing. The only thing that worries me about is when people, and it will happen, and it probably will be a lot of white people who don't like the arrogance, don't like the way he handles himself, then it's you're racist if you don't support him. And that worries me because I don't like things that are racially sensationalized. And I feel that this is going to be one of those topics. That's what worries me.
Well, what I love and what I hate about sports is they really are like a microcosm of things, right? And that's exactly what it is, like the rest of our world. Shedeur Sanders, I don't know that, that's why I tried to point out at the beginning of this that there are people on both sides of this argument that are being so absurd. Again, I've seen his post-game comments where he went out of his way to give glory to God and thank his teammates and blah, blah, blah. And then the end of it sounds a little arrogant. Like, imagine what I could do with a year of practice. And I'm not even mad at that. I kind of want my quarterback to feel like that. But the only thing you see in a lot of these clips is that part. But then on the other side of the argument, you get jokers like this who will say, I mean, that's like disrespectful to all the successful black people who in the last 15 years have done beautiful things, like incredible things, world-changing things. And this guy's going to put him in the same category as that. Look, I am not a LeBron James fan by any stretch, but to try to compare the power that LeBron James has with the power that Shedeur Sanders has over one start is ridiculous. I also dislike in the podcast settings like that one and others like it, how these guys just let the one guy go and nobody checks
They
him.
were in agreement.
Come on, no, they weren't. They can't
Those guys were saying yes.
I heard it.
They were
but I
agreeing.
can't believe that 3 people in the world feel like that. You know what I mean? Like, and that happens on
might be
podcasts
more
all
now.
the times. And if I ever say anything that stupid on here, Danny, I
will
want
call
you
you
to
out.
stop me
I
before
will.
the sentence finishes out of my mouth, because that's absurd.
I will.
That
I
is so
think
ridiculous.
Some people were surprised by this tweet. I guess it was on Truth Social from Donald Trump, the president of the United States, is out there. Now, he has said this.
Yeah.
He did say during the draft, he thought it was ridiculous that Shedeur dropped. So he followed up, said Shedeur Sanders was great. All caps. Wins are great. And he said, hey, he's got it in his genes, where he said it before. So that does speak to it's more of a cultural phenomenon that's taken place that, again, I think has very reminiscent of Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
But it also, there's a derangement from people that are unable to just see things clearly.
Right.
Because I think Shedeur, I think he could be good. I think he may not be. Like, he's definitely he's a better NFL prospect than Tim Tebow. I can say that with confidence. I think there's a chance he could play 10, 15 years. Do I think he's a starter? I don't know. Like, I think his comp for me is Geno Smith, the guy he just played. I think there's a similar skill set. I think they have a similar arm talent. I think they have a similar pocket presence.
Athletic ability.
Yeah. And like, because is it because he's black? Are you seeing that? No, I think their release is similar. Like, I just think they're very similar quarterbacks. And Geno Smith's played a long time in the NFL.
Yep.
Is Shedeur going to be, is he going to get a contract to be a $300 million quarterback? I don't know. That would be a surprise to me, but he's proved a lot of people wrong. If he's in the right system, I think he could. There are other quarterbacks that probably aren't as talented that have been in the right system and the right organization that have played their way into those contracts. So I'm like open to it, but that is not a common take. Like, I either need to say he's going to be a bust or he's going to be a Hall of Famer. And if you're not in there, people they do not have the ability to see clearly right now.
Well, you say that's not a common take, and I would disagree in the sense that I think amongst sane people, that is a common take. I think you, a football person, watches Shedeur's college career and his draft and the first couple of weeks of his career, and you feel like that. I'd like to think I feel the same. But social media, we often conflate that with real life, and it is not. And you're 100% right. It is so incredibly tribal. And again, we say, just like politics, as I watch the President of the United States on my screen with Shedeur, which is crazy. But yeah, you have to pick a side. You can't be anywhere in the middle, or else you don't get any, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm trying. I'm trying my best to stay in the middle and say, like, listen, give him love. He won the game. He didn't make the mistake that cost the Browns, as so many Browns quarterbacks have before. But his touchdown wasn't like the Manning to Manningham throw where he squeezes it in a tight window and it's a bit. He threw a dump pass and his guy made a play, which is great. That's, a lot of times, look, you could play a long time just not making mistakes, a couple of check downs here and there, and they go. I mean, again, I think I'm right with you there, where I need the guy to make a couple of plays a game, don't make a lot of mistakes, and, you know, polish yourself up. And you know, he does have a good gene pool. Let's see what happens.
The thing that worries me is it just gets so over the top and hyperbolic that you're already having people dunk on the critics after one game.
Yeah.
And so you know the reaction's going to be, because no quarterback goes unscathed through a whole season. Like, he's going to have a game where he has a couple interceptions. Right. Does it happen this weekend against 49ers? I don't know. But when he does, the other side, the haters, are going to come out and be like, see, you guys were wrong. And then it's toxic.
Do you remember Anthony Richardson's first game?
Yeah.
He came out of the gates like a maniac. Right.
Yeah.
He threw for a ton of yards, touchdowns. He looked big. He looked physical. Look, it's a tough league, guys. There's a reason that I'm a big believer that there's probably, and I've said this before on here, probably 8 to 10 quarterbacks who could change a game in a franchise. And I think probably like 12 to 32 are very interchangeable. And do I think Shedeur can go on and be 15 or 16 to 32? Yeah, I don't see why not. But let's go ahead and pump the brakes again. Let's see him win a game or two on his own. I mean, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and one of them was let's go see him go throw for 3.
Yeah.
Don't turn the football over.